Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we got Charlie's Stalker WJ in. You may have seen this in some footage from Trail Jam.
So after Trail Jam, I went ahead and actually got these 6 wheels and tires. Current ones I had were just not good. I'm also really interested in getting more recovery gear.
Well, we did do a winch video or a winch mount video on this WJ, so check that out. And then people were commenting in there, they want to see a full build series. So if you're interested in doing that, we can go check out some parts and kind of weigh out the options and what you want to do with it.
Yeah, I'm down.
Perfect. Let's go. So on Rock Offroad.com, we got plenty of parts and upgrades for the WJ platform. We've got full short arm kits. We've got front and rear long arm kits. You can get a Rocklink Pro, which is the front and rear complete long arm kit. We've got armor upgrades, skid plates, frame stiffeners. You've already got your winch plate on the front there, so if you wanted to upgrade that to the full WJ front bumper, you've got that option. And we got some beefy steering upgrades as well.
That's good to know about the steering, because at the moment my stuff is shot, and I know I'm going to have to replace that anyways.
Perfect time to do it. So now that you decided you want to build your WJ, we got to kind of figure out what parts you want to put in there. So we're going to start out with, what do you want to do with your Jeep?
Well, I'm hoping to end up camping and then just driving around from area to area, rock crawling if I can. More, it's going to be overlanding.
Okay.
So it's probably going to happen.
So I know you just bought some 31s. Is that your end goal is 31s, or you plan to go bigger in the future?
I plan to go bigger. I don't think I'll ever be higher than 35s.
Okay.
So end goal would be 35s.
Okay. So on a 35, you may have to do some trimming depending on what lift height you go with. I'd probably try and point you towards the long arm kit, solely based off of daily driving. It's going to ride on the road better. It's going to have better geometry. Off-road, it's going to be phenomenally better. It's going to flex out, crawl a lot better. Just all around, long arms, in my opinion, are the way to go. Short arms, they can get dialed in really well. People can do a lot with short arms. But your end goal, I think you'd be the happiest with a long arm kit. I know we need to address your steering, because that when we got it up on the lift to do your winch plate, saw some gremlins in there. Last thing I'm going to say is, if you're going to do the long arm, definitely do the center section frame stiffeners. You're changing your mounting point for your long arm attachment to the frame, and it puts a lot more stress on that center section. So if you're going to do stiffies at all, at least do the center section. It'll save you in the long run. A lot of people overlook that, and they don't put them in until they notice a problem. We can fix that problem before it happens. So that'd be a big thing I would push on you. At least do your center section.
Okay. Well, then in that case, that should be my starting point.
Start off with some center stiffies and then go from there.
Yeah.
Sounds good. All right, so we talked with Charlie. We're still kind of undecided on his lift height, but we did talk him into the center section stiffeners. He's still playing around with the idea for the front and rear, but we can do those later. You can do these in sections. You don't have to do them as a full kit. I can't stress enough, most people, and I'm guilty of it too back in the day when I started building stuff, I want the big lift kit. I want the big tires. I want to go wheeling. This is an afterthought of when you finally start noticing that unibody's starting to fail, you're getting twist where you shouldn't. This is where you should start. I know it's not the big flashy thing everybody wants, but in the long run, this is the best option. So we're going to start all of our suspension build and everything on this build with the center section. So we're going to get the center cross member out. We're going to get these set up in there, start marking out what needs to be cleaned up, and get going on them. So let's get that T-case set up and then get that cross member out. So just to show you guys what we got going on under here, this is the easiest time it's going to be to put the center section in. Factory skid plate's got to come out, and we got to drop our cross member, but that's about it. Once you get those out of the way, put it up there, start marking it out. We got a little bit of a issue. We got to move our arms here to get some access, but nothing too difficult. So we got plenty of room because the rockers were nice and rusty, and we got those out of the way. So yeah, let's drop this down, get the arms moved, and get started. So we got our cross member out of there. Only had to cut one bolt. None of them cross member related, but skid plate bolt gave us some grief. So we got our center section here. We got our eye row sticking out. Shabam. So these have a relief cut in the side here, and that's to mold it up for the unibody. So I'll put this right behind where we're trying to bend this up. We've got 2 bolts in where our cross member is going to go, and that's keeping the plate from sliding. I'll get this guten tight, and all your factory holes should line up. We already have our holes for if you were to do the 4-link piloted in here, so no thinking later and trying to measure, just zip through. So we're going to go through, we're going to mark all of our plug weld spots. We'll have to get a clamp on this later to wing this in, get that tight. But as far as prep work, take the cross member out. If you have the skid plate, drop that skid plate out, get it slapped up there. Got the one little spot here to mold. Start marking, pull it off, clean it up, weld it on. So we've got all of our spots marked out here where we're going to clean up. A couple spots along. We're going to do the whole top row and also on the back side here. So once those are all cleaned up, we'll put them back in, start tacking it on there. All right, so we got everything cleaned off, ready to go. So we're going to reinstall, put our bolts back in, tension everything back up, and then we'll start tacking it on there. So this side's all cleaned up, reinstalled. We got a couple bolts holding our cross member section in. We've got our jack pushing up on our split joint here where this is flexing because it's not a flat rail. We got a lot of spots that are tight. We got a few spots that are loose. So we're going to tack in all of our very tight spots, and then we're going to move our clamps and our jacks as we need to get everything as tight as possible. This part's critical. Just go slow, make sure everything's tight, because if you got a big gap and you fill it with weld, you're not really doubling up the thickness or tripling up the thickness of your frame rail. You know, you're going to have gaps that might flex in the wrong spot. But I know it looks like this is a lot with all the jacks, but we got it up on the hoist to make it easier for you guys to see. Plenty of people do this on the floor with a floor jack, a couple C-clamps. You know, if that's what you got to do, move down the rail as you go. But we're ready to start tacking. And then once we get it all tacked up, we'll get all this stuff out of here. We'll show another final shot where it's all tacked. And then I'm going to call Ryan and our pro welder to finish weld all this. So we're going to get started tacking it on and then get these stands out of the way. All right, so all of our welding is done. Charlie got in here and painted everything. A couple things I want to touch over. This is probably the easiest section to put into the WJ. You got the one little bend here you got to pay attention to. You got your 4 mounting bolts for your cross member you got to pay attention to. That's about it. While we were welding it, we kept walking it with a clamp to make sure that it was as tight as possible when we were doing our plug welds. But other than that, pretty simple to do if you can run a welder. Nice thing with these, again, it's already got our 4-link mount holes in the stiffy, so all you gotta do is drill those out, drop your nut plates in, bolt on your bar, and same with the front. We got our long arm mounting positions for the front already. So if you're ever gonna do long arms in your WJ, bare minimum, throw in the center sections, because you're moving your mounting points, you're moving your long arm mounts, so all your flex is gonna be in the front and rear portion of this center section. So that's going to save you in the long run. All we got left is to get our cross member back in, and then we can get the jack out of here. We can roll this out and get started on the next project. We got a little bit of stuff going on in the shop this next few weeks, so we're going to try and get back to the XJ, but stay tuned. WJ project's going to move pretty quick here, so we got a deadline date for this one. So stay tuned, like and subscribe, check out our website. Give me a call if you guys have any questions. Thanks again.